We will see once. Hi, Alicia. How are you today? Okay, everyone. Oh my God, the truth behind this moment. I thought by pressing record, it would, you know how it like would say like, ready to start now? It didn't, Alicia. It just said recording in progress or whatever started. So here we are. This is like the recording of our podcast. Like people hear this conversation right now, Alicia.
Okay. I mean, we could edit it, but absolutely not.
City is absolutely not. This comes out like tomorrow. Like there is no time to edit. Hello, everyone. I think at the end of the day, they can handle our approach here.
What did we talk about? Oh, the behind the scenes of solo podcast.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, they did. Oh no, they didn't hear that part. Once I said, hello, Alicia, that's when, but I thought I was going to get a second opinion or a second like start or, you know what I mean? Nope. The minute I pressed it, done. Here we are.
Here we are, guys. We're on system number 7,563 of trying to get our podcast right.
Okay, so honestly though, if this just happens and this is it for us, like basically I press end at the end and then I can upload and change the sound and put it in. I'm okay with this for now. Like we're gonna go with it.
We're going with it.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Someone actually sent us a message in our DMs. They're like, hello, I'm a person that does this for a living. I can help you. I'm like, yes, you absolutely could, but we're choosing not to. They even said like, they edit it. Do you ever wonder when people are like, oh, I edit my podcast? I'm like, what are you doing? They like take out silences or any or that's what they do.
Yeah. First of all, step one, how do you have time to do that?
That's
like
their job. They're not also full-time content creators.
Okay.
They're also not running a business. That's their job.
Wait, I thought you meant like the podcaster is doing the editing. No, they hire someone to take out the because I was thinking that about Shannon Ford. Like I know she has like, I think it's Courtney. Yeah. Courtney sits with her and listens. But anyways, and I think that sometimes they even take out how like she cuts people off when they talk. I freaking love it. I think she's just like so, and I really enjoy her.
Self-aware. She's so self-aware.
I am so attracted to self-awareness. Like it's like too much for me. Okay, wait. Are you following her journey in London right now with her boo?
Of course.
How beautiful are they together?
They're very pretty. It makes me uncomfortable because I have the most amount of anxiety when I really want something to go well.
Okay.
That's like what I've realized like over the years, like if I want something to be really good, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm like nervous for them.
Okay. All right. So you're nervous that it might not end well. Okay. I see.
And the world's going to see it. It's so public.
It's so public. I know what you're saying. Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's almost like when you publicize your weight loss journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's also scary. You know, I'm like, did we need to put it out there on day one? Yeah.
That makes me real uncomfortable.
I know. When it's like today's day one, I'm like, don't do that. Don't say that.
So much pressure.
Yeah. And I feel like at the end of the day, especially for weight loss, because people have different perceptions of how quick it should go, what it should look like. So therefore you're putting yourself out there to so many different perceptions of how it's going. So you could be like, things are going well. I've lost 1 pound this month. And then everyone's like, she's given up, you know? So like, it's like hard. That one's a hard one. Okay. We need to start, but hello, everyone. Hello. Everyone. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, here we are, podcast 7,300 and still working with sound. And I feel like it's not like we know nothing, you know, like we have good computers. We have the things on the ears, like we're fancy. Even the fancy microphone didn't even want to work. Jeff was like, I don't understand. It's not connecting. So there you go. We're just trying.
We're trying our best. I'm not even going to say out loud. It's like me not saying this is the one when you meet a guy, because I don't want to say this is the one because I've said that 17 times before and that would be embarrassing for me to say it again.
Exactly. So right now we're trying Zoom, you guys. We had another platform before and I broke up with them. I said, this is it, divorce. I want my money back.
I feel like you were serious.
I was serious. I was very polite, but I was like, I was so upset. So we recorded this epic podcast for 32 minutes, and that platform or whatever that platform didn't record it, or it did. And then it was like, oh, we don't have it. It was just, I was like, I'm over this. Like, this is too much for me. Like, it's never been easy since the beginning. And they're like, I'm sorry to hear that. But I was like, it's all good. The person helping me was really nice.
I think it was a good step for us.
It was time. Okay. So I want to update you on my trip.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I mean, you could update us, but we saw it all.
Does everyone see it all? I don't know, Alicia. Do you think so? They don't.
You need to go, but you need to follow Jose on Instagram so that you can see all our fun. And then obviously follow me because I'm really fun too.
You really are. I follow you. I think it's hilarious. I look at what you do every day.
Your pimple patch?
Yeah. So I'm so happy I purchased, because I didn't have any for like a very long time, like patches, because they were like sold out. And I went the other day, and you know, when you think of something, when you're in the Shoppers Drug Mart and you're like, yes, don't forget this, like, you know, this moment.
I do know that moment.
Yeah. It's like either tampons or the little things to clean your face, or, you know what I mean? It's always those little things that you don't put anywhere. It's not on a list.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I do? I think of the number of things I need.
I like that for you. I see that. Yeah.
So I'm like, I need 5 things, so that if I leave with 4, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I see that. So I saw the patches, whatever. And then, so I got this bad boy right here. It did such good work overnight. It took out all of the white stuff. It was beautiful. And then it like was so, my eye shape.
You don't even have to like squeeze it. The white stuff comes out.
Yeah. Like when you do that, and then it does, that's the whole point, is to not squeeze it.
You take it off and the white stuff comes with it?
The white stuff, yes, it comes with it. And then you see the white stuff is like hanging out of the pore.
Wow.
And then you kind of wipe it off.
Instead of squeezing.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these patches, is to not touch.
Okay.
To not get scars.
I was going to say, because you can really do damage to your skin.
Yes. Oh, I know. So that's why it's there. And now I really embrace it. Like, I went and dropped off the kids with it. I'm
Absolutely.
Like, this is people of all kinds go everywhere. I'm like, if I can't have a pimple patch, and you know what, I feel like I'm giving people confidence. Like, if she can do it, maybe I can go out with a pimple patch. You know what I mean?
I think we're just taking authenticity to the next level. That's our goal every single day. I was actually thinking about that word, and I was like, you know how we always say that we help people lose weight their way. We help them lose weight that aligns with their values, their goals, boo-boo. And I'm like, authenticity kind of describes all of those things. Like, you lose weight in a way that feels authentic to you.
Absolutely.
Do we need to write this on a scrap piece of paper? Do we need to add this to the thing?
I think hero weight loss is authentic weight loss. Like, as in you lose weight authentically. We said that in the last podcast, and we got some people commenting on our YouTube video saying, oh, I like that authentic weight loss.
Yes.
And I feel like that connects to people. And I think that also takes away the whole, like, what's your goal? It's not like a look, and it's not a number of pounds that you need to lose. Like, you're just going to lose weight authentically. And sometimes you're going to stop losing weight when it's time to lose weight. I'm very much about like finding your optimal weight, you know? And I was thinking about how you need to get out of your comfort zone, but I think that society's brought it to the next level because I think weight loss can feel uncomfortable because it is a change in your life. Like, I think that's normal, and there's nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable. If you always stay in your comfort zone, you won't get to be able to see what's on the other side. But I do think that there's this piece in the weight loss or diet industry where they get you to do this in a very non-authentic way, and you don't get to actually choose how you get to be uncomfortable. They kind of make you go too far in terms of how uncomfortable you're going to get. And then they'll be like, oh, but you'll get this look and whatever. And then we forget the life's side of things. Like, am I happy? Like, so it's all physical, right? Like, to get abs or to lose a massive amount of fat, like, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to do things that are uncomfortable, but at what cost? So it's that conversation of like, what are you actually trying to accomplish here? Is it a physical, insane transformation, or are you just trying to be a little bit more comfortable in shorts? Like, you know what I mean? So,
But I just like, I'm really holding on to that word because I think I know that people know what that word means. Like we know how important language is when we're describing us
Yeah.
and how we help people.
Yeah.
People understand that word. I think it describes us as humans as well, but it also describes Your Way Weight Loss as a business.
Yeah.
I love
I think that we all have an authentic weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that we sometimes fight it and we hold on to the next 10 pounds. And I do believe that our authentic weight is about 10 pounds more than we think it is, or even 20, where exactly. So I do. And I feel like, how long did it take for you to realize that this was your authentic weight? This is how you can show up and feel like it's not as hard. Like, and I'm feeling it right now with these extra pounds that I've put on, where I go on vacation and I come back and I like end up being 1 pound less. Like, so I'm like, clearly this is an authentic weight for me. It's it's easy for me to maintain this weight. Like I do not feel like I need to really push through, not fake, but be really out of my comfort or feel a little bit deprived of my life. Cause I do feel like there are goals that you can have in your life where you feel a little bit deprived of the other side, but it's okay. Like, again, nothing's bad, but yeah, I see that for us. I see that word being a part of our future for sure.
Okay. So tell us about your trip.
I mean, it was beautiful. Like when I think about leaving, we left on Sunday morning and we're back on Tuesday afternoon. Like that is very quick.
Yeah.
And we accomplished so much. And of course, I feel like, obviously the fact that we could fly there direct or we can fly there ourselves, like that's like next level in terms of how efficient you can be with your time. But you know what, like 2 nights, we realized that this was the perfect amount of time to be away from the kids. No one felt like we were gone forever. My parents didn't feel that way. I could tell that it wasn't like a lot on them. We're trying to create that like perfect recipe for not a lot of guilt. And obviously that recipe is going to change as they grow up, right? Like, it's just what it is. But like what days are not as hard on us for work, but also for the kids and also for the babysitters? Like, it's like, is it Sunday, Monday? Does that like not feel a lot because one day they're at daycare, one day they're, at home? Do the kids feel like that goes quick? Like, so we realize, because what happens is if we go away for 2 nights for Jeff and I, it's really 3 nights for the kids because they go to my mom's the night before we leave.
Right.
So I think 4 nights makes it long for everyone.
Yeah.
I
see that.
So we know that that's and I couldn't believe how like easy that was for us to go to Boston. Like I was like, oh my God, we do this every year. And the game was insane. I just felt like the weather was perfect. The food was great. The people were great. The energy was great. I love big cities. I realize that I need that in my life. Like I need to go in crowds. Like, how I've been feeling about living in New Brunswick. Like
I do. It scares me, but I do. Luckily, we're beautiful home and you have your mother. So I know you're not going anywhere for too long.
I am not going anywhere for too long. I also understand that I made children and therefore we need to have a place and it is a perfect place for them. And this is where we belong. And I understand that. But I think that's how I get my fix of wanting a big city in my life.
Also, I think that if you lived in a big city for a long time, you would start to feel different. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've never lived in a big city for a long time. Like even when I lived in Sydney, like we lived in a suburb. Even when I lived in England, I lived in like kind of like a quieter town. So I've never like lived for a long time in a big city, but I do know that after a while, I'm like, oh, everyone get away from me.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that it's no matter what. So let's say you live in a big city. I was actually talking to someone last night at Ardennes, after Ardennes, whatever. They're from Montreal. And she's like, oh my God, we just love coming to Shediac for like the whole summer, basically to relax, like that slow pace.
Yeah.
And it's funny because summer for us in Shediac is high pace compared to like middle of winter. But so see how you vacation differently. Like if I live there, where do I vacation? So what kind of my vacations would be different. It's just the opposite of how you usually live your life. So I feel like at the end of the day, I think it's like most of the time, where do you want to live? Or most of the time, what kind of lifestyle do you want? And I guess the eating out and the pace of the crowd, I wouldn't probably want all the time,
Exactly. I love when I am in a bigger city and I can just like not drive anywhere. Like, I
Yes.
love that. I love being able to walk everywhere. I love trying new restaurants. Like, I
Yeah.
love the nightlife. Like
Yeah.
that's what I love about a bigger city.
And that lifestyle you just mentioned is clearly a vacation lifestyle. It's not an
Yes,
everyday lifestyle. You know, like you obviously need to go to work and you need to eat at home and you know what I mean? As in like when you're on vacation, if you lived in a bigger city, you wouldn't be eating all the time at the restaurant. But at the same time, like weekends, like sometimes I feel like we're missing out on those big things that we don't have in Moncton that I'm like, oh, see, like, look at all these people. Basically, this is what I loved. Okay. No matter where you went, no matter where you looked, people were living life. Like I feel like all we have in Moncton is like restaurants. Like maybe that's all where I am, clearly. But it's like, oh, look at everyone walking at the park, or like
I
people are
know.
active. Like I just like really like what I see with my eyes.
I know exactly what you mean. They're living
Yeah.
their life. But do you know what? People in New York, a lot of people in New York would literally tell you that they eat out every single night. Like their kitchens are like this big.
You're
And
right.
it's just like a part of their like, but it's like a different experience. They're probably not like sitting down for like fine dining.
I agree. Do you think that people that live in bigger cities have less children?
I was gonna say, I mean, yes and no. A lot of people that to live in Manhattan, you have to have a lot of money. Some of those people
Right.
have other homes. They like go to the Hamptons. But I mean, when I went to camp, a lot of the kids grew up in New York City.
Mm.
The kids that were there. So these people have kids. They also have bajillions of dollars.
Yeah, there you go. That's where the dollars are. Okay. And then I saw just like clearly it's like there's a lot going on in the States right now. And like there's a lot of emotions and there's a lot of
Yeah.
like, so I like obviously a few conversations like on the side, like because you literally eat. Like they just like jam pack you like outside. Everyone wants to be outside. The weather
Right.
was beautiful. So like I basically ate with other people. It was like a
Yeah.
one table of 37.
And I would, if I was in that situation, I would eyes down, not look at them. And I'm sure you were like this.
Yeah, I'm Neil. I'm
You are
Neil.
Neil. You are Neil.
Yeah. So I was clearly eavesdropping on these. Is it eavesdropping? Eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping. That's a weird term.
Yeah, what is that? Are you Googling right now? I love you so much.
Tell us about your eavesdropping. We want to know about your new best friend at the game too.
Oh my God, so fun, Cynthia. I just felt so happy. I love saying hello to everyone. And also I could tell the girl.
It's eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping. See? It's so hard, everyone. And imagine me that doesn't even know what's happening because I'm French.
The term derives from the practice of actually standing under the eaves of a house.
Wow.
Like back in the day when that's how you eavesdrop, you like went near someone's house apparently.
Right. Now
I don't know what I did this, but I have no idea if that's what an eaves is at a house. What is it? Eaves, guys, we are learning here today.
Okay, Leash. So next thing that we forgot about this podcast is that we only have 40 minutes, right? Because we're limited. So there's there's 10 minutes left. But I mean, at the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to make this a very short, okay, you're going to tell us about this when I'm done. We're going to make this a short podcast about just my trip. And I feel like that's going to be great. Like how we feel about people and people being happy. My best friend. I think this is good. You guys, we're just doing our best. We're just trying to show up in between our amazing lives and give you this free podcast without any ads. So like, that's what we do. Okay. So an Eve, what is an Eve? It's a house.
I was right. It was like, it's like this piece of the house. So you were standing under it. That was learning. Like, check, we can stop recording now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go straight from us leaving. So we stop at Bangor. That flight is like an hour and 50 minutes. That was not bad at all. That was so smooth. Going there, so smooth. Coming back, so smooth. Just at the end in Moncton, of course, Moncton. I'm always like so not nice about Moncton. Of course, it's friggin' windy here. Of course, there needs to be turbulence. In the America, everything is smooth.
No turbulence in the skies in America.
Absolutely not. They just have perfect winds. But anyway, so we left and it was an hour and 50. We decided to do customs in Bangor, where basically people were asking, how does that work? How do you say that you're here and that you have arrived? So basically when you land, you call in and you say, hello, I have just a private aircraft. We have our shit. We want to do, what did I just say? Customs or no, report our arrival. Sure. Yeah. Anyways, they're really nice in Bangor. So we know that they will not give us
Bangor customs is nice.
Every single employee. They actually came as a group of 4 in a truck. Jeff was like, wow, they paid 4 employees to come say hello, ask us about the Red Sox game. And that was pretty much it. Because the other Beverly Airport, which is just about a 30-minute Uber drive, we obviously need to talk about my Uber drivers. I now, you know how CatNet, they
Rate.
they get, not wait,
Rate.
yes. Oh my God. They rate their pilot. I'm going to rate my Uber drivers every time I'm going away. This is now a thing.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, so that airport doesn't do customs on the weekend, and it was a Sunday.
Okay.
So next time, it would have been so much better to just do direct, because that's like an hour delay, si tu veux, before you're like, you land, just going down, that slows out the time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so great flight going there, and then an hour and a half about to get from Bangor to Beverly. I watched Grace and Frankie. You guys, if you have not watched the last season of Grace and Frankie, ah ben, ils sont folles. Like, it's like, and it's not my type of humor. Like, I don't like I don't say dumb humor, but like kind of like it's like not. It's not like sarcastic humor at all. I love sarcastic humor and like little lines, but
It's
they're
like
just
slapstick comedy is not your type. It's not mine either.
no. At least it's not. What I really don't laugh at is physical comedy, like as in like, oh, I fell down, like that. I can't, like, that's kid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I do love like their comments. I like can't believe how they like brought it to the next level. Like there's a lot of like things that are not appropriate, and they like swear a lot, and like there's a lot of like, I just like really enjoy their banter.
I don't know if I've watched any of it.
Oh, I really enjoy it. I also think that Jane Fonda is just amazing. Like just like looking at her, knowing she's like 80. How old is Jane Fonda, everyone?
80s?
Oh yeah, she's I want to say
here today.
Jane Fonda is why is it giving me so many issues? Like Jane Fonda age. Come on, everyone. 84. She's 84 years old. It is just too much for me. So to watch her, like not only how physically she looks, okay,
Yeah.
it's about still having the capacity, like the capacity, is that it? The
Yeah.
ability to act,
Work.
to work. And that's a lot of work on a 84-year-old woman.
Yeah.
And it's led by 2 amazing women. I think the other one is just like in her late 70s. And just still like, I'm thinking of my grandmother who won't even get on a plane. She's 87. And like, she's just like, doesn't even like, you know, and she's still like amazing, lives alone, like is so able to do, like, she's my inspiration. If I'm like, my grandmother lives alone at 87, goes for a walk every day and does her little garden. Do you think I'll have a garden one day?
Absolutely not.
I will be 0%. But yeah, I feel like I'm so just.
Where do I go? Where does a person buy this? There's so many tools. You want me to pay? That costs $13. I'm going to the woods to dig it myself. Absolutely.
So everything about it is a no. And you'll be like at 87, you'll be like not driving anywhere because you don't know where to park. So I'll go pick you up. And we'll go. You'll love them so much because they drink a lot, and it's all like, it's very much like how you would live your life as an 84-year-old. And she was bringing.
Husbands are long dead by this point.
They're absolutely. Do you know the storyline of this show?
No.
So basically they were married to 2 men who were best friends, but they hated each other. And then the 2 men ended up falling in love and being a couple.
Okay.
And so they're stuck alone. And Jane Fonda is like a B, and the other one's a intense hippie, like intense. So they like, she's like more like I'm a lawyer's wife, and she's just the hippie one. Anyways, and then the husbands are in the show, and they have like so many kids. And Brianna, you would love Brianna. She just swears a lot. She is just intense. It's so good. It's like a really entertaining show. 7 seasons.
Neil watch it with me?
Yes, Neil will watch it with you. Well, I mean, Neil will fall asleep beside you, Alicia.
Yeah. True.
Oh my God. Okay. There's 1 minute left. I didn't even get to the part of we're in, and I haven't talked about the Uber. So we'll start that way. And guys, to compensate for this short I think it was 20-minute podcast. The next one will be 30 minutes. We promise. Okay. We promise. We're just like trying to catch up on time here because we're spending so much time figuring out how to podcast. It's something, everyone.
7 years later.
Yeah. Okay. So follow us everywhere. You know what to do. We love you. We appreciate you. See you soon. I mean, there's another podcast in 3 days, so you won't miss us too much. If you miss us, come find us on Instagram. Okay. Bye, everyone.